Hello and welcome back to Higurashi. Last time, after Keiichi discovered that the corpse wasn't there, he sort of steeled his resolution again and went to kill him as much times as possible. With a hatchet this time, since Satoshi's bat is still missing. And when he got there, Danko wasn't there, but Satoko was being boiled alive. And then Keiichi let out one of the best rage streams I've heard from Keiichi, so that was always fun. And now we're gonna go back to the clinic to try to help her out. I would think the safest way is just to leave her there, maybe like ring her up and then like dip out. But also the fact that Keiichi's parents haven't said anything, despite Irie claiming that he... Wait. Actually, I guess Keiichi hasn't seen his parents for a while. But Irie did say he was gonna call his parents too about it, but we haven't seen anything from that, so maybe it's a little more safe than before. But we'll see. Also, last time we got some amusing ideas for stuff that I kind of liked, all three that I came up with. Well, one was Keiichi's coma thing, and I told them ideas, not theories, because there's not enough proof. I think the coma thing might... I mean, it has no proof, but it might be the most realistic out of the three, just because it's actually a pretty decent way to explain the soft resets being in Keiichi's mind more than anything, whether it's like it's just a normal coma or if it's like an induced coma or someone's manipulating him or whatever. It's like one of the few answers you can go with for a soft reset without doing magical stuff. So there's that. I'm not totally in love with it. The other two were more because in this arc, I think it was about 3 times they were mentioning how Satoko stank to the uncle, and you know, if you're assuming that he's not just a complete asshole, which I mean he is, so there might not be a point for this. Since they're emphasizing so much, maybe there's more to it, and maybe she really does stink to him. And the reasons I gave was, which are pretty memey. The one that's more kind of realistic would be that if there is some sort of drudge manipulating people, then maybe that gives off a smell, and just the fact that it's been in the village for so long, the villagers don't notice it, but since Teppei's been away for a while, he actually notices it while living with Satoko, so maybe that's what he's smelling. And then the other one was, I mean, if there's zombies in the game, then what if Satoko's a zombie and he just smells her? She just smells till she's dead. And then the same explanation is that since it's a village of dead people, then obviously the smell wouldn't matter to most of them. And you can even do soft reset with that, is like Satoko died last game, but she was brought to life for last arc. She's brought back to life for this arc, so that's why she smells. I don't know, cute ideas. I like them. You'll probably see them on the theory sheet. And we'll keep them in mind, even though they do sound pretty unlikely. But yeah, we're on the way to the clinic. Let's see how this plays out. It looks like Satoko's gonna at least live, so that's good. The hilly road to the clinic, with which I had never had difficulties before, was now torturous. Oops. Big beads of sweat formed on my brow, and at some point my breath had grown faint. The hatchet in my belt was heavy and made it hard to walk. I considered leaving it, but I couldn't let it go, at least now, while Satoko's uncle was still breathing. The signboard for the Irie clinic came into sight. But I quickly noticed something was odd, so I stopped. Several red revolving lights were flashing at the clinic. 3 police cars were parked in the parking lot with their lights on. There didn't need to be much else to inform me something had happened. I didn't want to see Coach, so I planned to leave Satoko in the clinic waiting room and give the receptionist a message. Yeah, that was a smart play. But with that police officer Oishi here. I can go inside so carelessly. Oh. Satoko in the towel, looking pretty beat up.
パトカーがいっぱいいますですわよ。
It gently puts Satoko down in the shade of the thicket.
わからない。様子を見てくるから、しばらくここにいろ。
レディをバスタオル1枚でこんなとこに置いてくなんてなってませんわね。
それだけ悪態がつけりゃ大丈夫だ。
Yeah, that's a little surprising. I'll be right back. I added getting to my feet. Cautious of my surroundings, I hid myself behind a car and got closer to the officers grouped at the clinic's entrance. I overheard an officer wearing a necktie, probably their leader, and a white-robed doctor having a discussion about something. The doctors didn't seem to be coach. It was one of those whose coach told to make the tea yesterday.
じゃあつまり最初に見つけたのは朝当番のあなただったと。それでどんな感じだったんです？
事務室の所長席のソファーに座って居眠りをしているように見えました。
で、机の上に水差しと空き瓶になった睡眠薬があったんで、あなたはすぐに睡眠薬で自殺したんだと考えたと。それで
高熱と瞳孔の拡大に重度の意識障害も見られました。睡眠薬中毒の典型的な重症例だと思いましたので。
警察も救急も呼ばずに？
ここは病院で私は医師ですよ。生命が危険な状態にあるなら直ちに治療して当然です。
ああ、まあいいからいいから。それで
呼吸が不正常だったので人工呼吸を施しました。合わせて呼吸刺激薬を投与。効果が出なかったので人工呼吸器の準備をし。
ああ、はいはい。それでつまりいろいろ頑張ったけど結局ダメだったと。そういうわけですよね。通報は死んでから直ちに？
はい。救うことができずとても残念です。
Oh no, why do I... So the sleep medicine does remind me of... It's probably the thing from yesterday, but why am I... Like, I don't know who it's setting up. It might be Coach, but for some reason I feel like they're gonna say it's Keiichi who died. Which obviously makes no sense, but I feel like it's gonna lead up to that for a big shock, huh? So it might be Coach for some reason. We'll see. I mean, that's probably more likely. I don't know why I would say for some reason, since he's the only other character we really know in the lineage. Just then, a radio in one of the police cars started to buzz, preceding a broken mechanical voice.
こちら本部、こちら本部。小宮山さん、聞こえますか？どうぞ。
もしもし、小宮山です。ああ、お疲れ様です。睡眠薬での自殺みたいですね。遺書の類はなし。
Suicide? What the heck were they talking about? Someone had committed suicide at the clinic? But who? I think it's Coach. I wish Chakano-san did, and she died the next day. Oh yeah, I forgot. Keiichi believes he has some cursed powers, so... And if they do come true, Oishi and Coaches are the victims next. If it was Keiichi, I think that'd be too much for me to handle. And yesterday I wished Coach was dead. Then, could he have...
普段から睡眠薬を常用していたとかは？
あまり知りません。
日頃疲れたとか死にたいとかそんなこと言ってました？
入江先生は普段から
Okay.
ああいう性格でした。
It is Irie. Good, good. Well, not... Well, I mean, it's not good that he's dead, but it's not bad that he's dead, I guess.
でもそんな風には。
So, I was right. Irie sensei, they were talking about Coach. Coach killed himself. Why would he do that? There couldn't have been any reason he wanted to die. The only reason that came to my mind was that I wanted him dead. I mean, it's not like you know him that well, so it's just an assumption, though not a bad, terrible assumption. The world is insane. If I wanted someone dead, they die. That was the kind of world this was. Then, what about Oishi? What happened to him? If people really died because I wanted them to, then something should have happened to him too.
そちらに応援が向かいました。課長からそちらは応援に任せて大石社の捜索に戻るとのことです。
Oh, well. Oh my gosh.
了解しました。
This might be too big of a coincidence.
じゃあすいません。こっちに今応援が来てるそうですから、現場はこのままにしておいてください。おい、行くぞ。
The officers nodded and split up into the patrol cars. Did they just say searching for Oishi's car? Searching for his car? That meant he had gone missing? Takano-san, Coach, and Oishi. When I wished for it, the very next day, they disappeared. No matter how angry you were when you said you wished someone was dead, it didn't normally happen. Everyone knew just wishing for it wouldn't make them dead, and that's why people could utter such curses so lightly. But the curses I uttered were being granted. Maybe. I mean, Uishi's not confirmed dead yet, so there's that, but it is very weird. At that time, I hadn't even been walking in yet. Tap. I heard a footstep. And it wasn't only this time. Tap, tap. They came from behind, and they stood right behind me. Ooh, it's multiple. Reaching a hand for my shoulder.
一体何事なんですの？
It's a Totoro.
サトコか。脅かすなよ。
That kind of got me too a bit.
驚いたのはこっちでしてよ。いきなり大声を出さないでくださいまし。
Well, we probably shouldn't say that Irie is dead since Satoko and his relationship are pretty good, right? It was Satoko. Her eyes were still unstable, unfocused, but she seemed to be able to at least walk on her own now. She looked far better now compared to her earlier exhausted state.
具合はどうなんだ？もう大丈夫なのか？
まだ頭が痛いですけど、いつまでもこんな格好で表にいられませんもの。
She gave a smile, a show of courage, but her legs were still shaky.
それより、これは一体何事なんですの？今、警察が話してるのを聞いてた限りじゃ。
監督が自殺したらしい。
Well, he just said it. It's probably not good. Satoko was at a loss for words. Her face grew paler and paler, and I could tell she was doubting her own ears.
ケイチさん、それ、本当ですの？何かの聞き間違いじゃないんですの？
確かにそう聞いたよ。入江先生が睡眠薬で自殺したって。
Satoko went down on her knees and broke out in tears.
嘘ですわ。監督が自殺なんて、そんなの絶対に。
Oh, this song's a sad banger. I don't even. Can you call a sad song a banger? It's a sad banger. As I watched Satoko cry, clawing at the grass, I felt myself trapped by guilt and remorse. I got so angry that Coach was treating me like a madman yesterday, that he'd betrayed me, that I thought he'd be better off dead. But even Coach, who to me deserved to die, still must have had people who loved and respected him, and you probably know that Satoko really liked him. Especially from the hint events. It's Satoko here. In my selfish, egotistical anger, I wished for his death, and it was granted. And now Satoko was crying hysterically as a result. The guilt tore at my heart. I worked myself to murder for Satoko's sake. I decided I wanted Satoko to be happy. But was that really all it took? Murder meant taking someone's life. It meant making everyone attached to that person sad. In Satoko's uncle's case, of course nobody would be sad, so I didn't feel a sense of guilt at all. But Coach's death was different. I had wanted to make Satoto happy, and that had resulted in me inflicting a deep sadness upon her, hadn't it? But Coach killed himself. It wasn't my... Satoto still hadn't stopped crying, but she seemed to be a little calmer now. Wiping her tears, she stood up.
すまない。
And the only thing I could think to say to her was an apology.
どうして謝りますの？
俺、
Don't say it.
昨日監督とその
Oh.
喧嘩して、
Well, you still probably shouldn't say it.
お前なんか死んじまえって
Oh, he's actually trying to tell her about the curse
呪っ
thing.
たんだ。
Oh man. Keiichi. I don't know if this is the time for this.
呪ったから
With a severely injured Satoto. To give her this much stress. Satoto looked at me dubiously for a few moments. Eventually her expression softened as she interpreted my words in her own way.
圭一さんのせいではありませんわ。
It's the first happy Satoto face in a long time.
監督も大人ですもの。自分の命を捨てるに値する都合があって悩んだ末に選んだんですもの。誰のせいでもありませんわ。
Oh. Well, that turned out better than I thought. She smiled a little, trying to comfort me.
いつまでもこのままでいたくありませんわ。
Yeah.
服が欲しい。
Let's get some clothes on.
いいのかよ。診療所に行って見てもらった方が。
Oh, I mean,
服を着てから見てもらっても別に死にはしませんわ。
yeah, you should go to the clinic for sure. Satoto readjusted her bath towel and started back along the path. Her stride was wobbly, and it didn't look like she recovered as much as she let on. At first, Satoto tried to go back home, but it was the time in the morning when people were going to stroll and to work, so after seeing some people walking around, she thought better of it. She must have been pretty embarrassed wearing only the towel.
理科のうちに行きますわよ。私の服、どうしたんですの？圭一さん。
Satoto noticed how I was hanging my head and spoke to me.
監督はああ見えても大人ですのよ。
Honestly, how this is going, Satoto might be our only ally. Do you want to just let it out and say that we killed her uncle? But maybe that wouldn't work because she obviously doesn't believe that or experience that. So maybe that's
圭一さんと喧
not
嘩
a
した
great
くらいで
idea.
自殺するような人ではありませんわ。自分を責めるのをおやしなさいませ。
At first, I thought it was a coincidence, but with 3 people now, I couldn't discard the possibility. There's no such thing as impossible in this world.
この数日おかしいんだ。
Are we actually gonna go into it?
何がですの？
Satoto seemed to be having trouble breathing, but she still tried and listened to what I had to say. Think we should at least talk about the other Keiichi Maibara in the festival, but that might just lead on to killing the uncle anyways, huh?
おとといの綿流しのお祭
Ooh,
り、
there we go.
お前は途中で帰ったから行かなかったんだよな。そして俺は祭りに行ってみんなと遊んだ。
らしいですわね。あの時は取り乱して申し訳ありませんでしたわね。
Satoto remembered how she blew up at me in the classroom yesterday and bowed to me a little.
実は俺祭りに行っていないって言ったら信じるか？
Satoto looked at me, confused. She couldn't help it, of course.
信じられるわけありませんわ。何を今さら。
信じられないだろ。信じられないのは俺も同じなんだ。
Yeah, my tea's too strong. There's only a little bit left, so I dumped the bag in. But it's a little too strong. Yikes.
だって俺は祭りに行っていないのに、俺が祭りに現れてみんなと遊んだって言うんだ。こんなの信じられるわけないだろ。
それ本気ですの？
ああ、綿流しの夜からおかしいんだ。いつの間にか変な足音がペタペタとついてくるようになって。
The blood drained from Satoko's expression.
足音がペタペタ。
Ooh, what if it's something that happened to Satoshi before he disappeared and he was saying the same stuff?
そうなんだ。最初は気のせいだと思ってたけど、ずっとついてくるんだ。多分今もついてきてる。里子の足音と混じってよく聞き分けられないけれど。
Satoko took a long and hard look at me. Maybe she was doubting my sanity. Coach did the same thing. I mean, why wouldn't he, after telling him this? The more I thought about it, the more I was unable to endure the feeling that my hatred for Coach had been meaningless.
綿流しの日、俺は祭りに行かず、あることをしていたんだ。ずっとだぞ。
Also, the fact that he's telling this might lead to Satoshi. Like, if Satoshi was doing the same thing, then and Satoko knows about Satoshi probably killing the ant, then she might just assume that Keiichi was doing the same thing. Maybe.
眠ったり意識がなくなったりしたことはなかった。だから寝ぼけ気分でフラフラと記憶になく祭りに出かけたなんてことはありえない。
それはおかしいですわね。
Okay, maybe not.
ならどうやってお祭りで遊んだんですの？
だから俺は祭りには行ってないんだよ。
Yes, stream Keiichi. No, I can't let myself get emotional. Yeah, you shouldn't, but it's always fun. If I get agitated now, that'd be like proving that there's something wrong with my head.
あ、ごめん。みんなが信じてくれないんで、つい。
圭一さんがそう言うなら信じてあげますわ。
Yay.
それで
Is this the squad? Last time we had Rena, then we had Oishi. Now we have Satoko.
あの夜、高野さんに会ったんだ。それで見下されたと思って、俺は心の中で念じたんだ。お前なんか死んじまえって。
高野さんってどことなくそういう雰囲気がございますものね。その気持ちわからなくもありませんでしたよ。
高野さんが死んだの昨日の話だ。どこかで焼け死んだらしい。
それ本当ですの？死んだんですの？
俺が死ねと願うと、それから警察の大石ってやつも知ってるか？
Probably.
ムカつく太った刑事みたいなやつ。
Satoko nodded a little.
さっき警察が話してるのを聞いたんだが、どうも実は昨日あいつにも死んじまえって念じてたんだ。
それ本当の話ですの？
嘘じゃない。俺だって信じたくないけど本当の話なんだ。高野さんも監督も大石も俺が死ねと念じたら本当に死んでしまったんだ。
For a little while, Satoko was at a loss. A long silence ensued.
それは怖い話ですわね。圭一さんにせめて嫌われないように気をつけませんと。
それだけじゃない。もっとおかしいこともあるんだ。
Don't do it. This one might be a little too much.
それは
Okay.
お前のおじなんだ。
It's too late. We're playing all our cards. Let's go.
おじさまの話はやめてくださいましな。
昨日いたんだろ、お前の家に。
あの人の話はやめてくださいます。嫌なんですの。
ありえないんだ。あいつがいるわけがないんだ。
やめてって言ってますのよ。
Oh no.
あの男が綿流しの夜以降だって
あの男のことはもう嫌なんですの。
I killed him.
俺が殺したんだこの手で
Even the cicadas stopped crying. Her face was streaked with tears, and it stiffened even more as she looked at me in disbelief.
俺が綿流しの祭りの夜にお前の叔父を殺したんだ。だからお前の家に帰ってくるなんてことはありえないんだ。
But still, he went back, and last night he found fault with with the dinner you made him, yelled all sorts of things at you, and then basically boiled you in the bathtub. That couldn't possibly have happened.
だから俺はあの男を確かに殺したという証拠を確かめるために埋めた死体を昨日掘り返したんだ。だがそこには死体はなかった。こんなことがあり得ると思うか。確かに殺したのに死体がないんだ。そして何事もなかったかのように帰宅してお前の前にこんなことがあっていいはずないだろう。
Satoto's entire body stiffened. She was shrinking away, like there was someone in front of her about to hurt her.
お前も俺のこと頭が変になったって思ってるんだろうな。無理もないさ。俺だって信じられない。
圭一さんはきっと偶然呪った人が死んでしまったんで混乱してるだけに違いありませんわ。監督の自殺にショックを受けて気が動転してるだけなんですのよ。今日はもう学校を休んでお家で休んだ方がよろしいと思いますわ。私はもう平気ですから、どうかご自分の体を大事になさいまし。
Satoto spoke like she understood me, but she also told me to go home. I could see the revulsion in her face and knew that she didn't want to be around me anymore.
サトコをちゃんと診療所まで見送ったら、俺サトコだってまだ足元がフラフラじゃないか。途中で倒れたら大変だぞ。
私はもう本当に大丈夫なんですのよ。男の人にいつまでもこんな姿を晒していたくないんですのよ。
She wobbled up the shrine steps, looking like she was about to fall. I immediately ran up to her and helped her to stay on her feet. But then Satoto promptly jumped away from me. That outright rejection hurt a lot. When she got to the top of the stairs, her breathing was ragged, and she wasn't even looking at me. At this point, I was being ignored. Well, it was more like she didn't want to have anything to do with me. It really was a feeling of rejection. And that hurt my feelings, and that hurt my heart more than any blade could have. This was the path I chose for her sake. To be treated like this at the end of it all was just so saddening. Don't be naive, Keiichi Maibara. You never wanted to be repaid in the first place. You didn't do it so that Satoto would thank you. You did it so Satoto would be happy. And that was what led to this ending. Rita-chan's house was a disaster prevention storehouse used by the town council. If you went past it a little further through the shrine grounds, you'd apparently reach the back of the assembly hall. Satoto was heading there, walking quickly, the gravel under her feet crunching as she went. Did she want to get there as soon as possible, or did she want to run away? I couldn't tell. And then I heard the vigorous sound of wings flapping. I turned around and saw a crow. I hadn't seen many crows since coming to Hinamizawa. I saw a lot of them in my old town, though. On garbage day, they'd flock to the trash collection points, pet through beds with their beaks, trade out contents, and have a feast. As I was remembering that, I saw a few crows flocking around the shrine's donation box. Oh no, wait, is someone dead? Hopefully not Rita. Or it might be Oishi. And I thought how terrible it was for someone to leave a garbage bag in a place like that. The cicadas quieted. Breathing stopped. Thoughts ceased. Even time came to a halt. I ran over to where the crows were flocking. I ran there in order to drive a horrible idea out of my head. I definitely hadn't wanted this. There's no way I would ever wish for this even by mistake. This was not, oh, is it actually Rita? It is! No! Aww. When they noticed my vicious approach, the crows all flapped upwards, fleeing into the sky. When the crow's big black bodies flew away, they exposed the garbage bag. What had I seen there? The stream had escaped my throat before I understood what I was looking at. What was this? Satoru came over as well, realizing something had happened, and she looked over my shoulder, then screamed as well. This wasn't. The garbage bag was crimson, dyed in fresh blood. Enough of this stupid roundabout way of saying it. That's right, yes. It was Rita-chan, our friend, Satoru's best friend. Always easygoing, clever as a cat. What is this? This is a pretty good soundtrack. I think this is new. I'm feeling it. Anyways, but so cute, you couldn't hate her. Our friend Rita-chan, Rita-chan was stark naked. She was face up, limbs sprawled. Her eyes were like glass, just staring up at the sky. And
Rika!
Satoru broke down, crying on the spot. And yet, she still couldn't approach her friend's remains. The crows had gotten through the garbage bag and dragged out an apple peel and spread it all over. No, crows, they couldn't do this. On the spot, I started vomiting. The sour taste became a bitter one as I threw up over and over again. Rita-chan, oh, I know it's a bad moment, but I forgot to use the image for a thumbnail. Too much, it's too intense to stop, huh? Her stomach was cut wide open, vertically, completely open. Crows shouldn't have done this. And from her open stomach, her organs, her bowels were dragged out like children's toys left all over the floor. That unbelievable sight induced oxygen deprivation in my brain. Color had left my vision, a pounding headache, dizzy, and I wanted to vomit. It was like the nightmare's remains of a ceremonial killing. Oh, is this watching a... Well, it doesn't look like she was tortured, unless they talk about her fingers, but I guess it could be watching Higurashi style killed. Someone somewhere had killed Rita-chan, brought her here. Laid her here with the limbs sprawled out, and then cut open her stomach and dragged out her intestines. So he thinks it's post-death mutilation. Red and pink viscera were sticking out of her gut, and her intestines were scattered in every direction, like it had been for fun. The entire ground was covered in an ocean of red and black. A few of the crows had hopped around inside that ocean. They walked through the sea of blood, leaving bloody footprints, and those footprints, they were several still left on Rita-chan's body. Those sinister prints made it seem even more like a bizarre ritual killing. I may have wished for Tatano-san and Coach and Oishi to die, but I didn't remember ever wishing for Rita-chan's death.
そうさ、俺じゃない、俺じゃない、俺じゃない。
I stumbled backwards and then stepped on a newspaper. A newspaper in a place like this? The newspaper was what was covering my hatchet. I kept it wrapped up on my belt in order to carry Satoko. That newspaper had fallen off. Sheesh, don't scare me like that. I bent down to pick it up, and then Satoko looked at me with such disbelief as I'd never seen and froze. She was looking straight at me, and at the hatchet on my belt. Oh no.
落ち着け、サトコ。
Maybe this won't be a team Keiichi and Satoko, huh?
これは違うぞ。
Satoko, trembling madly, backed away.
俺じゃない、俺じゃないんだ。俺じゃ。
She didn't care at all that she was exposing herself through the towel. She just trembled and tried to step back from the demon in front of her.
サトコ、落ち着いてくれ。頼むから、冷静になってくれ。サト。
Screaming weakly, Satoko began to run unsteadily. Run away, that is.
待ってくれ、サトコ。違うんだ、違うんだ。
The way she ran away, it was so weak, so slow. So if I wanted to go after her, I could have caught up. But if I tried to grab Satoko's shoulder or something right now, she might actually go crazy. So I had to follow her and try to clear this up.
高野さんを殺して監督を殺して大石さんも殺したんでございましょう。おじさまを殺そうとして理科まで人殺し。
違う、俺じゃない。俺は殺してなんかいない。
何を言ってるんですの。あなたさっき自分で言ったじゃありませんの。死ねって、死んでしまえって。それでみんな死んでしまったんでしょ。
俺は死ねって思っただけで、別に。
自分で何をしたか記憶に残っていないんでございましょう。そんな人の話なんか信用できるわけありませんわ。人を殺した時の記憶が欠落してるだけなんじゃありませんの。いや、記憶がないふりをしてるだけなんじゃありませんの。第一、そのナタは何なんですのよ。説明してごらんなさいな。
これは。
ほら圭一さんは殺人鬼じゃありませんの。どうしてですの。ちょっと意地悪だったけど楽しくて優しい、一度は本当のニーニーかもしれないとまで思ったのに、どうしてそんな風になってしまったんですの。
I might have been able to slowly answer each one of Satoko's questions at a time, but in this situation, explaining my innocence in such a short period of time was impossible. I mean, I didn't even really know if I was innocent anyways. At the very least, I killed Satoko's uncle. There's no body, but I killed him, without a doubt. At that point, I was far from innocent, and I wished for Takano-san, Coach, and Oishi were dead. And that curse of mine was granted. When I wished for Takano-san to die, I didn't think of it anything more than a normal thing you'd say to someone you didn't like. But then she actually did die, and I realized that if I wanted people to die, they would. And hoping it would happen again, I cursed Coach and Oishi to the same fate. So even ignoring Takano-san's death, Coach's and Uishi's were completely premeditated crimes. Was I a killer just like Satoko said? Was I unable to distinguish between illusion and reality, and turned into a demon without remembering it, becoming the killer who carried out Oyashiro-sama's curse? No, that couldn't be. It was impossible. Ah, damn it. The very word impossible was impossible in Hinamizawa right now. How many freaking times have I said that word these past 3 days? Satoko had started crying again, and was walking unsteadily. At first it felt like she was still running, but now it was like she was walking away, trying from someone bullying her.
どうして
This is also like sort of a vice versa of the scene where Rana was chasing after Keiichi with a hatchet like thing, or was it like a butcher knife something?
どうしてこんなことになってしまったんですの？どうしてどうして
If there's an answer to that, I wanted to know it too. Why? Why had it turned out like this?
ニーニーがいなくなってずっと寂しかったけど、圭一さんが転校してきてくれて、またみんな明るくなって楽しくなって、毎日が光ってたのに。
Yeah, she was right. Those days were bright and beautiful. And yet, after that, Satoko and I shouted the exact same
どうして
thing.
こんなことに。
The cicadas were sneering at the spectacle, our strange game of tag. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Eventually, I heard the murmuring of a stream. The forest parted, and a suspension bridge appeared. Satoko was crossing dangerously, wobbling as though she might fall at any moment. Then I stepped onto the bridge. It swayed a lot, causing Satoko to stutter and fall on the spot.
大丈夫かサトコ。
近寄らないで。この人殺し。
Satoko shouted, her hatred made very clear. It was sad. If words were cut, then this warmth flowing from my eyes would have been blood for sure.
どうしてこうなってしまったんですの？圭一さんのこと大好きだったのに。
I wanted to go up to her and give her a hand, but the distance between us was uncrossable. If I got any closer, Satoko would start shouting again, and say things that would hurt me deeply again. So I couldn't approach any closer than this.
サトコ、俺にもなんでこうなったかでもこれだけは言える。リカちゃんを殺したのは俺じゃないんだ。それだけは絶対に。
いい加減なこと言わないでほしいですわ。自分の記憶にも自信が持てない人が何を言ったってどう信じればいいって言うんですの？
I tightened my hands into fists. This was mortifying. I wasn't crazy. Hinamizawa was crazy ever since I wandered into it lost on that one night. This insane world, where I was at the festival when I wasn't and the uncle I killed was alive. Where death would just come just by wishing for it. It was this world's fault. Miyana and Ren had acted strangely, like they were possessed by something too. And Coach wouldn't believe anything I had to say. And even Satoko, who I should have protected, was yelling at me like this. Was the price for killing a man supposed to be this high? Was I really going to be forced to stay in such a bitter world? I did the right thing. At least I wanted to. So then, why? I hated it. Every time I asked why, the days Satoko and I enjoyed in peace went so wrong.
サトコ、信じてくれ。俺は人殺しじゃない。
ではそのナタは何なんですの？納得のいく説明はできまして。
このナタが怖いのか。じゃあ捨てるよ。それなら安心だろ。
Satoko didn't nod, but she seemed to be in agreement with that proposition. I clumsily took the hatchet out of my belt, then dropped it over the side of the bridge into the stream below.
捨てたぞ。これで話を聞いてくれるな。
武器を捨てたぐらいで気を許すと思いまして。圭一さんほどの方なら私を素手で締め殺すなんて簡単でしょうに。
Like hell I would ever want to kill Satoko. You idiot.
じゃあどうしたらいい？両手を頭の上で組んだらいいか。
そうですわね。両手を頭の上で組んで後ろを向いてくださいます。
We kind of get pushed off the bridge. I'm getting that vibe. It's the Toto's gonna push us off the bridge. It was a cunning plan, much like the one she used during club activities. Putting my hands on my head and turning away would mean I couldn't attach the Toto very easily. I immediately acquiesced that word to her request. I just listened to her request or followed, since it would make her feel better.
これでいいか？俺の話を聞いてくれ。
So Toto stood up, then carefully approached me from behind. Then she actually came right up behind me. She was so close, yet I was so sad that I wasn't allowed to turn around.
圭一さんが悪くないのはなんとなくうすうす分かっていましたわ。
え？
多分あなたは何か悪いものに乗り移られただけなんですの。さっきまでは圭一さんが殺人鬼なんだと思ってたけど、あなたの目を見ていたら。
I could hear Satoto was still crying, but her voice was gentle just the same.
圭一さんが人殺しなんかするわけがない。圭一さんの体を何か悪いものが乗っ取って悪事に駆り立てただけ。
Was she speaking literally right now? Or was she trying to admonish me? I couldn't tell.
思えばひょっとするとあの人たちも圭一さんと同じものに乗り移られていたのかもしれない。あの時は殺されるとしか思わなかったから、そこまでは考えが及ばなかったけど。
Hey! Didn't I say that Satoto could have been the one to kill the parents? I feel like I did. But I don't remember exactly when I said that. Though it was in my mind that it was a possibility. Though I also thought that the mother could have done it and it would be part of the pattern where the killer would disappear.
今ならわかる。
But yeah, I think that's what she's getting at.
あれは乗り移った何か。
サトコ？何の話だ？
It was less like she was talking to me, and more like she was talking to herself, that she was confessing at my back.
分かってるんですの。身に覚えがないわけじゃないんですのよ。
Satoko's voice started to become mixed with sobs. Her pained voice tore my heart, but I didn't know what Satoko was talking about.
西宮殿の屋根によじ登ったことがありますの。何年も前のことですわ。
This is a good time to take a break right before a flashback. Alright, this was good. This was a really good one. I think this semi-confirms that maybe she wasn't talking about her parents. I don't know, I felt like it, especially being on a suspension bridge. Even though they didn't die on a suspension bridge, but it's kind of a similar thing. Yeah, there's a lot of, again, I've been mentioning this a lot, but there are a lot of parallels to Anakatsushi with this arc, and not so much to Watanashi, which I think is something that should be mentioned, and sort of supports my idea that it went differently than whatever the main organizers or the main antagonists or whatever in Anakatsushi wanted. Maybe like because of Mian or Shion or whatever, whoever did it did something different, it turned out differently. But yeah, this was good. We're getting some Satoto backstory about something evil. But hopefully you enjoyed. I enjoyed this, and I'll see you soon. And we'll talk about it more. Usually I do talk about it more in the beginning of the next session anyways. So yeah, we'll let it marinate for a bit in my head, and we'll talk about it next time. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.